All right, I'll let you kick this off, Elisa.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know us, I am Elisa Janson Jones, and I am a podcaster. I'm the voice of the Music Ed Mentor podcast. So if you're into podcasts about music education, I highly recommend you listen to it. And what else about me? So I write stuff like books and blogs. I'm a writer for SBO magazine. If you get School Band and Orchestra magazine, you'll see my article in there every month. And I am the founder and CEO of the International Music Education Summit, which is a 3-day professional development conference that's hosted entirely online. So I've kind of always been on the forefront of music education and online learning. It's what I've been doing for 3 years career-wise. And then I just started my doctorate in instructional design. So my bachelor's is in music education, and that's obviously what I'm most passionate about. And then my master's is in business administration, which is why I can run awesome businesses and help music teachers. And then, like I said, the doctorate's going to be in instructional design, which is all online learning platforms and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I felt so confident starting that group and opening up the discussion about how do we handle this massive chaos of, having to shift music education basically forward 5 years into the future. I always suspected that we would be doing more online learning for music education, and now we're forced into it, and nobody likes to be forced. But fortunately, there are people like me and Michelle Rose and Katie Wardrobe who have been doing this stuff, and John Lisnak. We kind of have created this network through the International Music Education Summit of presenters and people who are confident with teaching online. Anyway, I digress. That's a little bit about me. I'm drinking tea. I'm in Western Colorado. I also have 3 kids who all play in band, and we're going to be having a lot of band practice in my house this week. Okay, introduce yourself.
Hey, good morning or good evening, depending on where you are in the world today or tonight. Good afternoon. Welcome to Living in Tune. My name is Dr. Matthew Arau, and it's a real privilege to spend some time with you this morning. And I am the chair of music education and associate director of bands at Lawrence University Conservatory of Music in Appleton, Wisconsin. And love that I get to work with future teachers and inspire our future profession in my position at Lawrence. In addition, I'm a Conselmer education clinician, and I have the wonderful opportunity to guest conduct honor bands and teach leadership and deliver keynote addresses at regional, national, and international conferences. And I've recently just started a YouTube page called Upbeat Global, where I intend to continue to share messages for music teachers and their students, positive messaging. And I'm just real excited to share the message of what I've been researching and presenting on for years. And I've developed what I call upbeat leadership. And we'll have a chance to talk about that a little bit today. But again, thanks all for being here. I know that together we got this, and we're ready to share some ideas on maybe how to get started in the morning so that you become the best version of yourself, so that you can be there for your students, which I know is our absolute priority, of course, in addition to the health of our family. So, and why don't we get started with sharing some ideas? This is called Living in Tune, because we were thinking that we spent so much of our lives working on tuning instruments, right? Getting the saxophone mouthpiece just right, and we've all, tuned up our car, or taken it to somebody who can tune up our car, or even tune the radio. And we've realized that often the thing that's left behind that we forget to spend time tuning is the most important instrument, which is ourself. So today is going to be about tuning up our instrument and finding a way to live in tune during this challenging time. All right, Elisa.
No, it's your turn. You're going to take us through a little breathing.
Okay. All right. So I found that, of course, teaching breathing to our musicians is is so important for developing good tone and good sound and long phrases. But for ourselves, finding a focus, internal breath, a deep breath can really slow everything down. Andrew Weil, MD and holistic doctor, wrote in his book, Spontaneous Happiness, that while we can't change our emotions on a dime, we can work on changing our breath. And when we can change our breath, that's the pathway to changing our emotions. And it turns out that when we are in a state of fear, anxiety, our breath changes physiologically. We can't do anything about it. It's involuntary. And what happens is our breath gets tight, shallow, rapid, loud, and irregular. And we know that we can't be as creative and in a place of groundedness unless we can slow down our breath. So I'd like to just share a few breaths and maybe we can do it together. The first breath I want to share is one that I began using with my musicians when I was a high school band director at Loveland High School in Loveland, Colorado. And it was affected by my daily yoga sessions that I was attending. And I wanted to bring breathing, a different type of breathing into the band room in addition to the breathing gym. And so one day I said to the students as they were settling into class, I said, let's just breathe in our nose for 4 and out our nose for 4. Let's try that. Here we go. In and out. And in and out. It's just all in your nose. And out your nose. Now just feel the stillness in the space. And what I was so surprised with was that my high school band students loved this. They said, oh, can we do that? Can we do this every day? And of course, it helped center me and it helped center them. We also found it was an incredible classroom management strategy because you actually can't talk when you're breathing through your nose. So there you go. Maybe if you're teaching a Zoom class in the future, you can try that. So I call that the focus breath. But there's so many other really powerful breaths that we can use in our meditation or just to slow things down for a moment. One of the most effective centering breaths is the 4-7-8 breath. So let's just go ahead and get really centered and grounded right now. It's in our nose for 4, hold for 7, and then out our mouth for 8. We'll try this together. So just get really comfortable. And here we go. In and hold. And out our mouth. And in. And hold. And out. Just kind of relax it out. Now, there's a variety of other breaths that we could do, but we won't spend the time doing all of them right now. But one is called the triangle breath, where you breathe in your nose for 3 counts, hold for 3 counts, and out your mouth for 3 counts. Let's try that one time. And in, and hold, and out. Cool. I was sharing some breathing techniques to some choral conductors in Wisconsin one afternoon, and we were talking about, hey, does anybody ever have trouble sleeping? Of course, like everybody raised their hand. Yes. And so I was sharing some of these ideas that you can employ if you're having some anxiety and having trouble sleeping. And so I shared the triangle breath, and then a woman raised her hand and she said, I actually have a daughter who suffers a lot of anxiety. And we took the triangle breath to the next level, and it's called the square breath. So what that means is in your nose for 3, hold for 3, out your mouth for 3, hold for 3. Let's try the square breath. Here we go. In and out. Sorry, let's reset. One more time. One more time. In, hold, out the mouth, and hold. And relax. And one thing you may notice is that everything slows down. Our heart rate slows down. Our breathing slows down. We enter a place of stillness. And this might be a new feeling for us as music teachers, where it's just constant go, 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 go. And if we can find a place of stillness, particularly in the morning, before the day really ramps up and gets going, and if we're already teaching online learning, we know that that's a big commitment. But if we can get ourselves centered prior, or maybe even in between each online class that you get to teach, if you can do some centering breaths, you may find it actually helpful with your students at the beginning of class to lead through some of these centering breaths as well. So in terms of beginning the day from silence, beginning the day from stillness, it's in that stillness that we look within. And oftentimes I know that we're givers. We're always giving, and that's wonderful. We're in service to others. But I want to share that when you can look inwards and find the frontier within ourselves, inwards is upwards. And it allows us to discover new things about ourselves so that we have more to give. Lisa?
Awesome. So these are just some of the main points we wanted to make sure that we covered today. We know that the world is so crazy right now. And Matthew and I got talking. We both meditate every morning already. And so I texted him and said, I realized that there's this phrase we use in music called in tune, but we don't just use it in music. We use it at, everything from tuning a car to, tuning in a radio. And all that being in tune really means, and you guys understand this being music teachers, it's alignment of the energetic waves, right? Whether those energetic waves are light or sound, or the energy that we give from ourselves and to ourselves, and from and to others as well. And so we just really wanted to bring people together to realize that if you're feeling a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, it's similar to being out of tune with an instrument. And so if we can give you some ways to guide you back into being in tune, and we really want to focus on this idea of a morning routine to kind of set you up for the day and how positive your day really can be. And then some things that will help you throughout the day if you find that, you just got a really angry email, or from a parent. That happens often. I've gotten a lot of angry emails this week, actually, from people. I'm not used to that. Or maybe an angry Facebook message, or maybe a comment on something that you post that riles you up, and having these strategies to bring yourself back into tune when somebody knocks you out of tune. So let's get started. Oh, wait, I have to move where we are. Wait, I got this. Nope. There we go. So we all know why this is essential right now. Will you guys share with us what is the number one thing frustrating you right now? So just type it in the chat. Number one thing that's driving you absolutely crazy. Is it the uncertainty of the situation? Are you worried about how you're going to provide for your children? I know that's one of my big worries right now. My kids usually have breakfast and lunch at school, and now I have to, find money to feed them. And I went to the grocery store yesterday, and they were out of so many things, and it's rough, and I don't know what's going to happen. So the unknown, the uncertainty. Yeah. What's really, really, really bothering you? Yeah. Todd says, to be honest, it's the lack of communication. Carrie says that no clear directions from district or admin. I don't think that they were prepared for anything like this. And now they're going to have to be prepared for things like this. There's going to be a lot of risk management planning happening soon. Rich saying paring down the many, many resources and lack of toilet paper. Yeah. Overlapping layers of unknown, the gap between what you can imagine and the limits of your technology know-how. That is a big barrier. Being forced into teaching with with technology, but not knowing how or even understanding the technology or the programs. And there's so much out there. And, I advised the other day in a brief workshop that I did is if you try out a new technology and you can't figure it out in 30 minutes or less, then it's not intuitive for you, and to find something else, because there's so many options out there. And if you struggle with it, certainly your students will probably struggle with it as well, especially the younger students. So good. Disruption and connection. We can only do so much virtually. That's so true. Yeah, Scott, I thrive on planning, and right now most things are on hold. Totally true. Totally true. Lack of technology skills, unclear expectations. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. So obviously this kind of stuff is essential. So Matthew, why don't you walk us through the needs and maybe help
Sure.
us discover there.
Yeah.
I'm moving us around the screen.
Okay. Well, this is from Abraham Maslow, and you may know this is the hierarchy of needs. And one of the things we have to remember as teachers and for ourselves is that it's until we have one rung or one layer of this pyramid like taken care of, it's much more difficult to take care of the next part of the pyramid. And that's so important. But every aspect of this pyramid is so important for us and for our students. But it really begins with us, because we need to find a place for us to be grounded first. And so we really need to focus on self-care, I believe now more than ever. So Maslow talked about that the first level is the physiological level. It's the base of this pyramid here. And that's things as basic as breathing, food, water, sleep, just the basics.
Shelter.
Yeah. Shelter. Yeah, absolutely. And some will say toilet paper.
Well, I think that's why we're so struggling right now, is because most of us have had those physiological and safety needs. And most of us live in this, esteem, love and belonging level. And now all of a sudden we've been knocked way down to where we some of us really can only focus on those base needs. Sorry, go on.
And yeah. And of course, safety, I know there's a lot of insecurity really right now, and safety for our family and our students and ourselves. I mean, going out in public now can be like a traumatic event. Like going to the grocery store is like you're on high alert. Everybody's on high alert now. It's a different experience. So we are in that fight or flight realm much more than we used to be, which means that we have cortisol just flowing through us, and our adrenaline's running at a different level than it used to. And we'll talk about that, but what that means is that our amygdala is becoming in many cases the dominant aspect of our brain. But today we're going to offer solutions to help us kind of shut down the amygdala and ignite the neocortex and prefrontal cortex, which actually allows us to be creative solution finders, teamwork, team builders, where our immune system functions at a higher level, which we all know is critically important now. And we're able to be like stronger physically, our mind works more actively. So everything we want is to shift our thinking. And the great news we're going to share today is that we can choose our thoughts, and I'll share strategies on how to do that, because we really want to be able to be in that love, belonging, esteem area for our students, because our students need that connection that we were able to give them on a daily basis in person. Oftentimes we were their person. We were the office that students would come to on breaks to come to be with us. Of course, many of us had chorus families, orchestra families, band families. Our general music classrooms were a family, a safe place for our students. And now they've been removed from us. Remembering the importance of esteem or self-confidence, and helping share that every student is highly valued. We're going to need to find new ways to connect through the internet to still share with our students that they matter and that they're loved unconditionally by us. And
And
the highest, yeah, go on, Elisa.
oh, I was just going to say that, we can't forget to take care of ourselves. But the wonderful thing about reaching out to others is that it's reflected back on us as well. So, one of the best ways we can feel better is to reach out in gratitude and service to others. And it's reciprocal. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the upward spiral,
Yeah.
it's the virility of positivity. I'm going to
Hmm.
get a t shirt that says that.
Virility.
The virility
Yeah.
of positivity.
Yeah. I just put up a YouTube video a couple days ago that's called "You Know What Else Is Contagious? Positivity."
It's,
and
it's true.
it is as contagious. And if we all can focus on sharing that with the world, it can spread, create a chain reaction, a global chain reaction that can help shift our thoughts. When we self-actualize, this is a goal of our lives, and of course for our students, it's when we become who we were meant to be. It's like becoming the best version of ourselves, where we do feel that we are making a difference, and we know like why we are on our we know our purpose, and when we find our purpose, have a vision for what we're here for, at least just to self-actualize. I truly believe that every music teacher on this webinar and in the world has found a purpose, and our purpose is even more important now than ever before. And
Nice.
I do truly believe that it's going to be the arts teachers, the music teachers, that are going to give hope and inspiration and lift humanity up from this crisis. And more people are going to be turning to us in a way for leadership than they haven't thought of before. And I think that teachers themselves are going to be given a newfound and much deserved respect by society,
I totally
because they're going to
agree.
need us more than ever.
I
Right.
threw this slide in this morning
That's
because I love
beautiful.
it. but
Yeah.
it's so true. So let's talk about how we can start our day. And Matthew and I already we know this about each other, that we do very similar things. Most of this is from a book that I read many years ago now because it's influenced my life. It's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Have you read The Miracle Morning, Matthew?
Oh
You've
yeah,
just
I've
picked
read
this.
it and
Okay.
recommended it to hundreds of people. It's great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's so good. So the whole idea is that you know that there are these things that you should be doing. And by the way, this is a book that's big in the entrepreneurial world and less so in
Hmm.
the music education world. And I find that looking outside of our little music education bubble to find other resources and opportunities, that's where we can really find some great synergies. So understanding that we are the entrepreneur, we're the business owner in our classroom, that
Mm.
you know just by shifting that perspective, we can gain a lot. Anyway, so the idea is that these are all these things that you should be doing every day to live your best life, to reach that point of self-actualization. And so why not just get them out of the way in the morning, right? I worked with a guy named Ernie Northway, an outstanding saxophone player, had his own brand of saxophones and custom mouthpieces and stuff like that. And we worked in a music store together. So the store didn't open till 10. So he said he liked to get his 8 glasses of water in first thing in the morning.
Wow.
So that's just what he started his day by drinking his 8 glasses of water. And he swears that that's why he's lived so long and done so well. 8 glasses of water first thing in the morning. But it's kind of the same idea. Fill up your tank first thing and let's set you up. So these are the 6 things that you can do in the morning to help you reach that peak of self-actualization. And by starting your morning with the right mindset, you're going to have a better day the whole day. And this is something that you talk about often, is how you start, what do you say, the first 17 seconds of your day?
Oh yeah, so I'll share that with all of us.
Okay,
Actually, I want
you do
to
that and I'll share
back.
the link to
Yeah.
the book.
Okay, great. Well, I will back up to the importance of the first thoughts that course through our mind upon waking. And I also want to share the importance of words in our life. And if we change the way we think about things and change even the descriptions and the words that are assigned to certain things, it can change the meaning. And one of the things that we all experience in the morning is our alarm clock going off in the morning. And when that goes off, we may have a series of mixed emotions when that happens. And the typical response is kind of like, oh, God. Or it's in the middle of a great dream. Why now? Or I'm not ready to get up. I just need more sleep.
5 more minutes.
And 5 more minutes, right? And I want to share a reframing of the word alarm clock, and it can change our thoughts. And that is, rather than wake up to an alarm clock, let's wake up to an opportunity clock. And we think about, we get to rise today. We get to embrace this day. And you shift the way you think of things, and the things you think about change. And so I wake up every morning, first of all, to an opportunity clock. Now, it turns out that the thoughts we have are sticky. What I mean by that is, how many of you on the webinar listen to or use Pandora or Spotify or some service like that, where you get to put in an artist or a song that you really like, and you put that out there, and then maybe it attaches to the next song is by that same artist. Then like the third song is a song like that, but by a different artist. Anybody use that themselves? Okay. So our thoughts are the same way. And if we can focus on thoughts that we want to create more of, they become sticky. So the idea is that if you can focus on something that you're grateful for, or something that brings you joy, or something that you feel positive about for 17 seconds, focus on it for 17 seconds. It is now a sticky thought, and it will attract more thoughts like it. Like thoughts attract like thoughts. By the way, this is important to know, that a negative thought will attract more negative thoughts. Fear attracts fear. Joy and love attract joy and love. Compassion attracts compassion. And so we have to be super intentional about this. I don't think that this happens naturally for us. And there was a time when I did not floss every day. And I remember when I was younger, I would maybe floss like the night before or the morning of going to the dentist or the orthodontist, being like, they'll never know. And then I would go in, of course, my gums are bleeding and whatnot. And finally, I said, I'm going to create a habit. And so I committed to 21 days of flossing no matter what. Now, I tell you, I cannot go to sleep ever, no matter where I am in the world, without flossing. It's become a habit. And creating a new habit of thought, you have to be that intentional. I like what you wrote, Todd. For shame, my dentist would lose her mind, right? I know.
I was going to say, that's a brave confession. And
yes, yes.
I agree that focusing on the positive, and it does require habitual action, but focusing on negative, that actually does come naturally to a lot of us. And because of how, we've developed as humans to seek out that one thing that's off, to find that one tree in the forest that has a tiger hiding behind it, or whatever you want to. Anyway, the point is, I think we were too small.
Thank you.
But the point is that habit and routine and doing this positive thinking, it will end up like flossing your teeth, become habitual. Just like doing these things in the morning will help you feel better all day long. So should we go through them really quickly and give some tips for how to implement?
Go for it.
So if you're not used to silent meditation, there are some other ways to think of it. If you've ever practiced prayer, I would say prayer is very similar to meditation. Meditation is just your way to get energetically in tune and get to that place of happy, joy, love. So you can think about things that you love. That's a great way to get into that space, and then practice feeling that good, happy feeling. I like to say it's practicing happiness is what meditation can be for you. So thinking about things that you love, thinking about things that you're grateful for. And on the mornings where I feel the least in tune or the most out of tune, the easiest way to come back is to think about things that I'm grateful for. And so I'll start with just what I'm close to, right? So I'm really grateful for my Grand Canyon shirt because it reminds me that I went to the Grand Canyon on my birthday and I can remember what that felt like. And I'm so grateful for my Blue Yeti microphone. That is such a nice microphone that I can just plug it into the USB and run my sound through it. And it's so easy and handy. And I'm so grateful for my Blue Yeti microphone. And I'm so grateful for my mug that was handcrafted in Taos, New Mexico. And I bought it on my honeymoon. And so you can go through all of these things that surround you and practice that feeling. And you just this is just a thought exercise. Another great way to get into that meditative state is just to breathe. So some of those breathing things that we started with this morning. And I find it's helpful too if you would rather do a guided meditation. We're actually going to try and have time to end with a guided meditation with you guys today. There's some great phone apps out there that can not just track and time your meditation time, but they have built-in guided meditations. So what are your tips for meditation?
Well, I agree that there's not one right way to meditate. It's really about finding what works for you, and for some that may be prayer. And I saw someone Anid talked about that. Walking, pray, and walking in tune in front of the ocean is how you meditate. And of course, I truly believe like communing with nature. It can be meditative. It doesn't have to be the traditional, sitting down and meditating. Although that's how I find works for me, just as a practice. And so I spend about 15 minutes in the morning, but I vary. I do some of the guided meditations that are available. I also have found on YouTube some really amazing like music tracks that are based on certain hertz, which are supposed to affect us in our chakras in certain levels. So I'll choose one depending on how I'm feeling. Like I can choose one that is geared towards more positive thinking, or another one that's geared towards releasing doubt. Another one that's for like detoxifying toxins, but really soothing sounds. But one can also meditate in complete silence. Some people use mantras. Some people will breathe through their nose and they'll exhale this sound, ah, right? And that's another way to get in touch with. If you do meditate with your palms up, if you are cross-legged and sitting down, it's said that is a way to kind of connect energetically into the palms of your hands, and you'll start to feel energy centers in your body and help you get really centered. But also I do find that I can't clear my head of thinking, right? I still have thoughts coming through. And so it's not that it's absolute stillness and all I sense is the breath and whatnot. And it is a practice, right? We never master our instrument. I'm a saxophonist. The day I would say I'm the master saxophonist, I should throw it away and give up, right? Because you never master what we practice. That's why we continue to practice every day. The thoughts that come through our mind, though, are some of these messages, and sometimes they help us solve problems. Maybe creatively, our mind is really a centered place, so you may come up with solutions for the day during your meditation. It's really for you to restore and rejuvenate, but you can also be intentional about your thoughts. So you may sit down and say, like, I'm going to focus right now on cherishing the now. I'm just going to be in the now, because if I think about the past, I can be consumed with guilt. And if I think about the future, I might be consumed with fear and anxiety. So I'm just going to appreciate the now, right? And that's what I meditated on this morning.
I love that. That's so important right now too. So actually, I want to skip over to visualization because it kind of works right coincided with. So you're already sitting there, focused, intentional. That is your time to visualize your future. And I like to be reminded that nothing in this world existed just without somebody thinking about it, right? Okay, not the natural world. Let's talk about the human world. The house that I'm sitting in, the bicycle wheel behind me that is
Love
my
it.
cute frame. Isn't that adorable?
Mm-hmm.
These things were all created in somebody's mind before they were created in real life. And it's just like when you create a lesson plan in your head first and then it comes out. So visualization is the pre-realization of everything around you. And so why not take that next understanding and visualize what you want to have happen that day? And this is something that I used a lot when I was I was teaching 15 different classes and starting a middle school choir, and my band kids, I had to keep kicking them out of band because they're so, anyway, it's a long story. I had a very stressful school year, right? But by starting the day by visualizing step by step what's going to happen next. And this is especially valuable when you know that you're going to have a stressful day, which is like every day right now. But to visualize not just what you want to have happen, but how you're going to feel about it happening. So you can go, today I've got to create 14 lesson plans that all have to be available online, but I'm going to feel good about it. I'm going to feel confident. So talk to me about how you use visualization.
Yeah, I love that you were talking about the feeling, because we do attract feelings, and at the emotional level is how we really attract things into our life. And so, and it goes both ways, right? So if you're really feeling angry and fear and all that kind of stuff, you're going to attract more of that, because that feeling and emotion is an energetic vibration. It's been proven by the Heart Math Institute that the people within 10 feet of us can actually feel what we're feeling, which means that feelings are contagious, right? And because of the law of attraction, what we are feeling inside, we're going to bring into our life. What we think about the most and what we feel the most expands and becomes like it just becomes. So if I can find a way to focus on the feeling that I want to create in the day, and that's what I've done for a long time now, is I visualize my rehearsal with the University Symphonic Band as an example. So maybe I wake up in the morning and I think about what I want to create with the students, the feeling I want them to have. I don't like visualize every single rehearsal moment in advance, but I think about the space I want to create. And so I've decided I want to create a culture of gratitude, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am very intentional about that. And so I'm intentional about what I visualize. And then I put it into action, right? So I would begin every rehearsal with sharing something that I was grateful for, and then we would do gratitude breaths together, which is, by the way, a really cool other breathing technique that you could use with your students and with you and your family, is where you breathe in gratitude for 4 counts, and then you exhale everything you want to get rid of. Let's just try that right now. Let's just take a break here. Let's try that. So then we're going to do a gratitude breath. And in addition to gratitude, it can also be like something that brings you joy, or a memory of something. Maybe you remember a wonderful concert you had with your students, or the time when a student just got it and you could see that excitement in their eye. Maybe you focus on that. So in for 4, thinking about that. And then we're just going to exhale. It's like detoxifying all the stuff we want to get rid of out our mouth. Here we go. In. Out our mouth. God, that feels so good. By the way, you can take this to the next level, and you can breathe in for gratitude and joy, and then exhale what you want to send to the world, what you want to give to the world.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
yeah.
giving to ourselves
Wonderful.
through affirmations. And one of I call her my guru, because I've taken a couple of her coaching courses, is Jen Sincero, who wrote the book "You Are a Badass." And she's probably the one who influenced me to put badass on my business cards. But because what you most want to be, you are, right?
Exactly.
And so affirmations are just I am statements that help you not only reaffirm the things that you are currently, but the things that you want to be. So we're going to do we're going to write some affirmations right now. So either grab, like if you don't already have a notepad handy, you can open up Notebook on your computer. You can you think it in your head, I guess, but it's better if you tactile, yes, do something with your fingers. And let's write down just 5 affirmations, things that you already know and like about yourself. So they could be, I am a talented conductor, right? I am a good mom. I am an outdoor adventurer. 5 things that you already know are true about yourself.
You can feel free to write it on the chat if you like as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I actually have, oh no, that's not gonna, I don't want to mess with the whiteboard right now. Okay, so if you've got 5 things that are true about you now, add 5 more things that you want to be true about you in the future. So that could be, I want to be a very tech savvy online music educator. I want to be masterful at presenting a webinar. Presenting. I am, I should say not I want, it's I am statements. So I am a good webinar presenter. I am a tech savvy music teacher. I am a connector with my peers. I am well. I am whole. I am unafraid. Okay, once you have them, start typing them in the chat and let's share these affirmations with each other. I'll start.
I love that. Eternal optimist, Rich.
Todd says, I want to be as positive as Matthew is all the time. No, it should be, I am as positive.
Oh, right. Yes.
I'm going to read some of these so that our people watching the recording get them too. I am in a position to recommend great books to Matthew Arau rather than only being a receiver. That's pretty good, Dave. I make a difference in my students' lives. I am grateful every morning to open my eyes. I am a force for good. I am a dreamer. I love it. Wow. I am a masterful teacher. I am a bringer of smiles and sunshine. I am a giver. You are. I make a difference in the world.
Yes, you do, Todd.
Yeah. I attract happiness. Love it. I am healthy and full of joy. Oh, that's so true. Because I know you. You see my smile and you see Matthew's smile. I hope all of you are smiling too, because look at what we just did, sharing some affirmations with each other. And I love doing this in presentations I give at conferences when we go around the room and everybody shares one I am statement and you literally feel the energy of the room rise and everybody starts smiling. I am a leader. I am fun because I enjoy fun. I am patient. I empower others to achieve. I am a leader. Oh, I love it. See, Jen Sincero says, drown yourself in affirmations. Drown yourself in affirmations. I used to have to drive to school. None of us do that right now, right? Anyway, so during the commute, I had my own voice. I had recorded about 15 minutes of affirmations and I would listen to that on my commute. Awesome. Yeah. And yeah, it's awesome.
You know what?
Okay,
Let me add one other tip on the affirmations,
do it, and then
and
we'll
it's
go on.
really important. It's really important to look in a mirror, like really look at yourself and look at your eyes. And this might be challenging to do at first, but to take it to its even highest level, look at yourself when you say it to truly believe.
Yeah. And if you find that you need to work on self-love and caring about yourself, that's a great way to do it too. And do it naked.
Not online though. Not
Oh,
online.
no, 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 no. Don't do it in a webinar or anything like that. Just look at yourself and love the amazing
Uh,
creature that you are, and that you
mm,
deserve to be doing this for yourself right now, and you deserve to be good to yourself even in these
yeah,
challenging times. You always do.
absolutely. Yeah,
I'm going to try that looking in the mirror thing. Maybe naked, I don't know. All right.
yeah.
So, reading and writing as part of your morning routine is extremely valuable. It can be, you maybe want to write a blog post, or you want to write something creative like a poem, or maybe you're working on a book. I find that writing in a journal really helps me track my own progress. And it also is a great way to just kind of vomit thoughts out on a page. That's it's a wonderful visual. But these are the things that help you cognitively be stimulated. So we've already talked about how to be energetically and emotionally and spiritually connected. And these are the ways to kind of awaken your creativity in your brain and your cognitive awareness. Do you write in a journal every day, Matthew?
Oh yeah. Uh, just I maybe not every single day. I definitely when I read the Miracle Morning, which I do recommend. I
Maybe I
really
should
try to
post
create
that
it.
again.
Yeah, create a habit of that. He recommends Hal Elrod recommends doing it for 30 days straight, and I was really intentional about that. And it's good to have an accountability partner on that. But I don't write every day, but oftentimes my meditation is followed by a stretching routine. Because I had back surgery a few years ago, and so I'm always doing so yoga stretches and whatnot. But so then I'll and some strength building, things like plank and whatnot. But then I will, if the inspiration from the meditation leads me to write, then I will do it immediately. That's what happened just a few days ago when I had those thoughts that are now published by Band World magazine. Just came out yesterday or 2 days ago, and also the YouTube videos stemmed from my journaling in the morning. Because now I find like if you can just free write, just like in fact, I started doing cursive, by the way. I hadn't done cursive since high school or something, but I started doing cursive with blue ink on paper without lines. By the way,
Oh, I can't do paper without lines.
yeah, but what I've realized is that that if you write in cursive, it actually just flows without interrupting, with no editing. Just let it flow like mine to the paper. It's like you're just without even thinking about it, just let it flow. And I found that with cursive, I could flow. When I started printing, it was choppy. And so then read what you've written, just with no judgment at all while you're writing. Boom, just let your feelings share, and it can be all of your feelings. Don't judge your feelings. It's okay to have. By the way, we should feel the full range of emotions. It's not that negativity and anger and all that stuff it is bad. It's just that when we're in that state all the time, we can't function at our highest level. So I
Mhm.
just want to say that if you do write some things that are about concern stuff, that's totally okay. But I also find like if you can get into that realm of lifting yourself up and lifting others, you might find that you've written some things and then share it with the world, is what I would say. Spread positivity. If you write something and maybe it becomes a Facebook post or a blog, or in my case, I just decided I'm just going to turn these into videos and share them with the world because we need to do that. And I've seen some comments on from our viewers today on the majority of the information and the news is all about fear, right? It's all about fear, and we need to counter that, and we can and we can lead the way, uh, um, leading the way of spreading positivity across the globe, and some of that can come from your morning journaling. So
Awesome. So one last thing to add to your morning routine if you don't do this already, and the most prolific entrepreneurs in the world swear by this, and it's moving your body. It doesn't have to be like massive cardio or, doing a yoga pose like this wonderful person or downhill mountain biking like the other person. It doesn't have to be anything uncomfortable. You can start with just walking. You can start with just stretching, but something to move your body. So now we've covered, we've worked on our energy, we've worked on our emotional wellness, our spiritual wellness, our cognitive wellness, and now we're talking about our physical body wellness. So I like to practice yoga every day. Sometimes I'll follow YouTube playlists that I find some that I really like, and I will just turn it on and do it every day for 30 minutes. Sometimes I know what my body needs, like maybe I did a big run the day before, and so there are areas of my body that need more work than others, in which case, I'm fortunate that I started practicing yoga more than a decade ago, so I can come up with my own routine based on what I need. How do you exercise, Matthew, and move your body in the morning?
Yeah. So,
And why?
why? Well, it definitely, our body and mind, everything is connected. Really, talking about being in tune, it's about spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional well-being, all in alignment. And so, taking care of our mind and our spirit is so important, but the wellness of our body influences everything. To me, it kind of goes with the season. So when it's warmer, I swim every day. But when I live in Wisconsin, so we're fortunately starting to warm up now. And I sure am appreciating the spring. It's just so uplifting to see the green sprouts starting to come out of the soil amidst the snow even. And it's a reminder.
A reminder that this is not the end. Like
Yeah.
last year, about this time, I was in a real bad funk. And then I thought, I'm going to change things. I'm going to turn things around. Tomorrow's going to be the day when I start this new cycle, and everything's going to be wonderful. And I knew what I had to do. And then I had this wonderful day teaching, just one of the, how you have those really good days, and you just end the day by thinking, I am an amazing music teacher, right? And I made a difference with these students today, and we had these wonderful experiences. And I went out of my classroom and I said goodbye to all my wonderful students. And I was just so grateful for my job and for teaching music, and that this is the best profession in the world. And then I walked in and got the message that my dad had just passed away, who was my mentor, my conducting teacher, 45 years music educator. And so like he died while I was teaching band. It just very suddenly. And then I had to decide, was that a good day or was that a bad day? But the point is, it really, really hit me hard. And I ended up writing on my mirror, this is not the end. Because I think when we lose hope, that's when we lose our most essential parts of us. So don't lose hope in this time of hopelessness. This is not the end. Spring is going to come. The leaves are going to pop out, and it's just a season that we're in, right? Anyway, sorry. Yeah. I totally hijacked you there.
I love that. No, I'm really glad you shared that, because spring is just such a reminder to all of us. I love that the comment from Heather, dogs help me tremendously. I'm just so grateful for our new dog that we rescued from the pet rescue a couple months ago. Her name's Olive. She's 2-year-old mix between Chihuahua and Dachshund, and she's just a complete lover. So she just always wants to cuddle all the time. So grateful for her. I do find that pets are incredible, because and we have squirrels and rabbits outside and so many birds, and they don't know what's going on. They're just living life as always. And it's a reminder, to live in the now and to embrace and cherish our lives and what we do have. And that's a choice. It's a choice to choose to appreciate that. And I think people will find, the exercise that works for them walking is fantastic. I do some strength things like plank and some squat exercises to work on my core. Um, but I
I'm
absolutely
doing a lot of
keeping movement.
push-ups right now because I'm gonna do more conducting soon. Like
Nice.
I conduct our community band, and I'm trying to get my upper body. I'm like, you guys can't see it. I'm like push-upping in there. Anyway,
Air push-ups.
nice. So
Awesome.
whatever exercise that you want, and we've already so once you've set yourself up with this amazing morning routine, the rest of your day is kind of set to get all better. And then we talked at the beginning about how to reconnect using your breath. Those wonderful breathing exercises that Matthew had us try are great ways to just reconnect. You can hear when an instrument is out of tune and you want to fix it. So get used to feeling when you yourself are out of tune, and now you know what you need to do to fix it. You can breathe, you can be in deep gratitude, focus on the things that you love, think about your affirmations, visualize the future that you want to have. And any other tips, Matthew, for when somebody knocks us out of tune and we realize that we need to get back? How do we get back really quickly?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you sharing your ideas. I definitely think that it's important that when we can shift our mind to focusing on what we're grateful for, it turns out that we can't multitask anything, including emotions. So if you can shift your mind and focus on what you're grateful for, it will shut off the other things that you were feeling, and you just start focusing on gratitude, writing it down. If you write down what you're grateful for, you actually get double the power. Your mind doesn't separate between writing it down and the actual experience. So it's like you're reliving the moment twice, thinking about it and writing it down. And that's just incredible. By the way, Sean Aker is the author of The Happiness Advantage, and he shared these ideas on the Oprah Winfrey Show once about gratitude, and it's just spread like wildfire. Writing down 3 things you're grateful for every day is a wonderful way to be proactive about shifting what we focus on. And then I would say go beyond that, and if some of your gratitude is about somebody, share that with that person. Gosh, wouldn't that be amazing if we just spent our days now sharing with our teachers and our loved ones how much we appreciate them. It can go a long way, and people can pay it forward. But by choosing to focus on joy and positivity and gratitude, you can intentionally shift what you are experiencing and feeling.
Yeah. And remember why you're doing what you're doing. And I skipped a bunch of slides there because I don't want to go too much longer. But I do want to work everybody through a guided meditation here. But, remember why you want to change, why you want to be positive. These are a couple of my why pictures. I'm very outdoorsy. I always want to be able to get outdoors and to enjoy nature. And then these are my adorable kids and my husband with a very robust beard at that time. And then, of course, my community that I serve, both locally here and online and around the world. These are why we do the things that we do. So,
love it.
Any final words? And then I can work everybody through a quick guided meditations to send you off on the best day ever.
I love this. Well, I just want to say to everybody, because I'm sending out some links right now to, I've sent out the Upbeat Global YouTube page and then a couple articles.
I forgot. Everybody can have a copy of my book.
Aw.
There you go.
Awesome.
Click and download my book, you guys. Totally free.
Yeah. Well, I hope if you're feeling like me, I just feel like this hour has been so uplifting and just so wonderful to commune and create community. The things that were important to us when we could be together and in person are as important, actually more important now that we are physically separated. We have to be intentional about reaching out. Don't try to do this alone. Do reach out, connect with others. Don't wait for others to reach out to you. Take the first step to reach out. And, even maybe make contact with old high school friends or something. Like reach out, just ask somebody how they're doing. It will mean so much to them and it will lift you up. And I'm inspired by the phrase, the more we give, the more we get. And you'll find that when you give without expecting anything in return, that your life is just lifted up, and we can shift what we're focusing on. The only thing we can control is what we think about right now. Right now, there might be a press conference and it's filled with negativity. Maybe choose not to listen to it. Maybe choose to create your own reality, create your own culture. And as we're moving forward to teaching online, think about creating positive cultures online that are filled with community, love, belonging, and compassion. And it begins with ourselves and getting in tune. So
Awesome.
thanks.
Hey, so let's do this quick guided meditation, and then we'll sign off for now. But we're getting requests to do this every week.
Wow, great.
That's kind of tempting, actually, to just start the Sunday morning to reset and prepare yourselves for the next week. So we'll consider that.
Cool.
All right, everybody, close your eyes. I'll turn on my podcaster voice. Okay.
Nice.
So taking a deep breath in and out, and in through your nose and out. And one more time in and out. Now picture yourself in a beautiful place. It could be on a beach, on a cliff overlooking a beautiful ocean. It could be a mountaintop. Anywhere that you feel most connected to nature. Just picture yourself there and feel the breeze. Feel the joy in your heart to be in such a beautiful place. And now imagine that you look in your hand and there's a balloon. And this balloon is a magic balloon. It grows indefinitely and it never pops. So you're going to take this balloon and you're going to think about your body right now. Find any discomfort that's in your body. It could be your hips if you've been sitting for a while. It could be your chest if you've got some tension there. And breathe in and blow those discomforts into that balloon. Watch it expand. Let's do that again. Breathe in. And take all of that discomfort in your body and blow it into the balloon. Now tie off that balloon and let it go. And watch it fly away with those aches, those pains, that discomfort. It's gone. And anytime that you retouch that discomfort, remember that you blew it away. It's in that balloon. It's flying away. It's not a part of you now. In your hand is another magic balloon. And this time we're going to blow all of our cares and worries into it. All of the things that are creating that tension in your life. All the uncertainty, all of the frustration, all of the fear. And let's take that balloon and breathe in. And blow all of that into the balloon. Watch it expand. And again, breathe in. And blow all that fear and frustration into that balloon. And now you're going to take your house, wherever you are right now, and breathe it into the balloon. And now your town, where you live, breathe it into the balloon. Infinite magical balloon. And now the area of the state where you live, blow that into the balloon. And now breathe the entire state into the balloon. And now the whole country. Watch the balloon expand. And now the whole world. Blow all of that into the balloon. And tie it off. And release it. Now, anytime that you come back and you feel worried about your school, your house, the people, they're in the balloon. They're still there. They still exist, but they're not a part of you now. Only you are a part of you now, in this moment, in this quiet space. And you've released all of your cares and worries and all of the whole world. And you guys can stay in that space as long as you need to. And thank you for joining us today. We'll hang out for just another minute to make sure everybody gets the book download, and you can send any last happy thoughts to each other.
Oh yeah, and actually we should mention that I'll be co-hosting a webinar tomorrow. Somebody asked about that.
Yeah, with Leslie.
Yeah, so also everybody on the webinar, feel free to jump on my Facebook page. It's public, and so there's a lot of invitations to different things there. But I'm going to pull up that link to the webinar with Leslie Moffat, and it's going to be about self-care.
Perfect.
And taking care of ourselves and how to take care of our students.
She's a master at that too.
And just make sure that this link that I put up takes us there. Yep. Okay.
Nice.
Great. So it'd be great to see many of you on that tomorrow. It's going to be held 1 hour later. I think I got that right.
And everybody who registered is going to get automatically sent a complete replay. And then once I have a chance to download it and edit it, we'll add it to a YouTube playlist and make it available on demand as well. So you guys can share this experience with everybody that you know that might benefit from it. So thank you all again for...
Go ahead. One last thing. Just wanted you to know that I'm going to be creating a Facebook page that I haven't checked yet, but hopefully I can get Upbeat Global as the page, and that'll be a landing place for more and more positive messaging. That can be a place for a launching pad for spreading positivity around the world. So I just want to share that.
Awesome. And as long as we got your email, you should have had to enter it when you entered the room or when you first registered. You'll get the replay. No worries.
Oh, and Rania. Okay, she just said that. Cool. Got it.
Yeah, awesome. She's amazing. I love you.
She is.
All right. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Be in touch, and we'll talk to you all again soon.
All right. Blessings, everybody.